Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today is January 10th. This is my weekly shop update. So I spent pretty much the entire week last week out here in the shop working on the benches for the farmhouse table. Last week I had just cut all the stock for all the parts for the benches, and this week I spent the whole time doing all the joinery on these things. They're all mortise and tenon, and I got one bench completely assembled and with one coat of the CPES, the clear penetrating epoxy sealer on it, and then the other two I have one that has the sealer on it and one without. I still have to shoot the bit of the video about doing the connecting rails, so I have one connecting rail left to do for this pair of end assemblies, and then that'll be good to go. I can start on my finishing schedule. So I'll probably get that done tomorrow, and then I'll start finishing these things, because based on how long it's been taking me to get finished onto the tops, it's probably going to take me a solid week of applying a coat a day to get these things to the point where they can go outside and get out of my shop. And I probably want to leave them in here a little longer so the finish has a little bit more time to cure. So I'm looking at like at least 7 to 10 days before I get this stuff out of my shop finally. But that's all right, because I have a lot of stuff to do on the computer. I got a lot of editing to do. The farmhouse table build is starting this Friday in the guild. And then, well, it's going to be every week. There'll be a video, at least one video a week. So actually, we're going to be doing more than one video a week. So it's going to be a very fast pace for the editing. But luckily for me, I spent some time last week getting caught up on that, or getting a head start on that. So it should be good there as well. So I was trying to get to this point where I had at least one of the bench bases assembled and finished, or at least had some finish on it, so I could shoot the intro video for that series. And it was kind of nice because I got to take these benches out there and see them next to the table, and that was fantastic. The benches look really great paired with the table, and I'm really happy that I scaled down the size on the bases just to lighten up the look of the benches just a little bit. But I am super thrilled with the way the whole project turned out, and I can't wait to get these things, like I said, finished and assembled and out there. So that's what's been happening here in my shop. Let's take a look at some viewer projects. First this week is a white oak bookcase by Chris. This was made from Artisan white oak and based on Chris Schwartz's design, and he modified it for his own needs. This was Chris's first time using white oak, and you can find a write-up with pictures on his blog, and there'll be a link to that in the usual place. That's the description. Next is a tool chest by Danny. This was based off of Mike Pekovich's Essential Tool Chest from the August 2013 edition of Fine Woodworking magazine. And Danny didn't state, but it looks like that's cherry and walnut, which I think looks really nice together. Next is the Mission Entertainment Center by Tom. This is made from Artisan white oak as well, and it's finished using Jeff Jewett's recipe for Mission Oak finish. Tom said he used this method on several pieces and has always been pleased with the outcome. And last this week, I have a bit of a channel recommendation for you. Head over and check out An American Artisan. It's a fantastic channel here on YouTube, and that is put on by Andrew and Fraser. Andrew's the guy in front of the camera, and Fraser's the guy behind the camera. They've been putting out a lot of great instructional woodworking videos, really high quality, really great stuff, really nice projects as well. So be sure to check that out. So since we're into the new year, it's kind of like the time to make resolutions, and I'm not really one to make resolutions, so to speak, but I am one to set goals. And I think one of the major goals for this year with the shop is going to be a little more in the organization department. There's a lot of things in the shop that I want to change as far as organization goes. I just have too many small things laying around without any good places to put them. And I have a lot of ideas in my head of all the fantastic things I want to do with my shop. The biggest thing that I've been meaning to do for a little while now is this tool cabinet. I outgrew this tool cabinet a long time ago. So this year you'll see me making a new one of these. And I figured I would state some of these things publicly, because it seems that if I say things publicly, they have a higher likelihood of actually happening. So back when I built this tool cabinet, literally the only thing in this cabinet that I had back when I built this thing about 5.5 years ago was this set of 4 Marples chisels. Nothing else was in this cabinet at that time. So I'll be making, at some point this year, a new cabinet which better holds all of these things behind me. A couple of other things about the shop. For the longest time, I meant to do a miter saw station or a miter saw stand or cart or whatever. And the one that I want to build came out of this issue of Shop Notes from, they don't tell you when it was. I would mean to do something like this, where it has the fold up wings and it kind of can tuck out of the way a little bit. That's kind of what it looks like all folded up. And I would just probably modify the top area to put some like cubbies for tools or something, but I've been wanting to make something like that for a long time. So I thought I'd spin the camera around and look at a couple of other areas that need some improvement. So this wall here is probably my least favorite wall in the entire shop because it just looks like, it's just so messy. So I added these shelves a couple of years ago and that did give me a lot more storage for a lot of the smaller stuff, but it just ended up like compounding and it doesn't look really all that organized. So some other solution over here is going to happen. And I can't wait for that. The other thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to build a small welding cart or welding table kind of thing. Something maybe like 3 foot by 3 foot that slides underneath this wing of the jointer. And that'll basically just replace my existing welding cart and give me some actual workspace to do some metal working on. I'm thinking I can put my chainsaw box out in the shed because I really don't need it in the shop. And then I do have a few chainsaws I don't really need, so I'll probably just pare back my chainsaw collection. And I'll kind of tidy things up on this side of the shop and give my welder, which is hiding back there. That'll save some more space on this side of the shop as well, so a little more consolidation. Spinning the camera this way. Saw stopped selling this table saw back in September, and when I got rid of my old table saw, I also got rid of the outfeed table that went with it, just because I wanted to build something a little bit better than what I had. So I do really miss having an outfeed table. It's really weird using a table saw without one, and I did lose a lot of storage there, but I think I can gain back a lot more storage by building something new that's a little more efficient, or uses the space a little more efficiently than what I had before. And then I have this empty wall kind of thing here from like the dust collection back to the lumber rack, which I can do something else with. There's a lot of wall space there that could be used for all kinds of stuff, I guess. And then this wall over here is where the miter saw station thing will go. The miter saw is currently sitting on the ground there, and that's kind of where it always sits, and it's kind of a pain to actually use it. So by having it on some kind of stand or cart, it'll actually get some use. And the miter saw station thing will probably go right in here. I think they'll fit nicely right in there. And yes, happiness ensues. So 2017 should be a fun year for shop improvements. I'm really looking forward to a better and more efficient shop. And that should help to get a lot of stuff out of my way, so it's a little more efficient for me to be out here with the camera moving that thing around. So happy 2017, everyone. I hope your year is going well so far. And that's all I got. So thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about everything I talked about today or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.